celebrating Africa's rich cultural heritage.
Listening to me at home. Welcome to another edition of this program. Welcome to ABN's newspaper review. Now here with me I have the Punch newspaper and the Tribune newspaper. Firstly, we go to the Punch newspaper review. Now the headlines of the paper. Labour asks federal government to unveil new minimum wage. May 1. 720 billion naira not to lower cost projection in 2 months. Billion naira. Top bank target 3 billion naira fund in foreign capital markets. Let's free Chibok guests reunite with families, community tells government. Yoruba nation. Security be fed up in southwest government houses. No 5 stars treatment for Bobrisky. Iran Israel. Nigeria's capitalization raise top bank target 3 billion naira fund in foreign capital markets. 4 of the tier bank in the country, ABN Holding Assets Holdings, General Trust Bank of Africa, PSC, have indicated plan to raise about 3.3 billion naira in fresh capital. This came barely 1 month after the Central Bank of Nigeria directed deposit money banks to recapitalize. According to the Punch findings on Sunday, the 4 tier 1 bank announced plans to seek funds from both the international capital markets and the local markets. At least 2 of the financial institutions, ABN Holding and GTCO, announced their plans to raise fresh capital last week, while Access Holding said it will raise capital in both Naira and US dollars. FFBN Holdings, in a note of its extraordinary general meeting filed with the Nigeria Exchange Limited, disclosed that it will be seeking stakeholders' approval to raise 300 billion naira additional capital. Recapitalization raise. Some banks target 3 billion naira fund in foreign capital markets. The full details of this story is in page 2 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Association loud Sanwo-Olu support for SMES. The Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria has honored the governors of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, with the award of SME Friendly Governor of the Year. Asborn National President Femi Agbashola announced this at the 24th editions of the Nigerian National SME Business Award, which was held in Lagos at the weekend. He noted that the governor had made groundbreaking initiatives that resulted in a notable surge of entrepreneurs within the small and medium-sized enterprises ecosystem. Last month, the governor conferred low interest rates for micro, small, and medium enterprises, especially for women, to allow them access financial support and thrive in their respective businesses. Sanwo-Olu made the call during an event held at the Blue Roof Ikeja to mark International Women's Day. The governor said only loans with single-digit interest rates could help to unback the growth of small businesses, saying micro, small, and medium enterprises could create the most jobs and should therefore be supported with low-interest funds to enable them to do more. Speaking on the decision of the Honor Sanwo-Olu, Asborn President Agbashola said, "We found that over time a lot of organizations have been supporting us, and designing this program is the best thing we can do to empower them to do more." Association loud Sanwo-Olu support for SMES. The full details of this story is in page 6 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. NBN Fair depots as Kaduna Food Festival. The Made by Nigeria project dedicated to promoting and uplifting locally made brand has announced the unveiling of the Made by Nigeria fear of the upcoming Kaduna Food Festival. According to a release, starting on April 12 at Muritala Mohammed Square in Kaduna, the 3-day celebration promises an immersive experience of the heritage and culinary diversity of northern Nigeria. The organizers said, with over 200 pop-up sales, more than 50 esteemed restaurants, a dazzling competition and a captivating display of Aruwa's culture, as they are in form of unforgettable experience. NBN Chief Products Officer Chidima Okoli expressed her assessment about the collaboration efforts with the Kaduna Food Festival, emphasizing its potential to elevate Arewa brand. In her words, this partnership with the Kaduna Food Festival perfectly embodies NBN mission. Together we will create an unforgettable experience, showcasing the best local businesses, a delicious culinary adventure. NBN fared up at Kaduna Food Festival. The food service story is in page 9 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Lawmaker criticized riding after woman unveiled laptop with on-sale aid chip. Republican U.S. lawmakers have criticized as Biden administration after St. Charles Clinics Telecoms Equipment giants unveiling a laptop this week powered by an airstyle eye chip, according to Reuters. The United States placed a trade restriction list in 2019 for violating sanctions, part of a broader effort to humble Biden's technological advances. Placement on the list means the company's suppliers to seek a special device to obtain license before shipping to it. One such license issued by a Trump administration has allowed Intel to open a new tab to ship central processor to allow for use in laptops since 2020. Lawmaker criticized Biden after woman unveiled laptop with Intel eye chip. The food service story is in page 16 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Stakeholders link Nigeria states up, failure to over-reliance on fundraising. Aspects have blamed over-reliance on fundraising for the failure of many Nigeria states up. The founder of the interest, while speaking at the 2024 edition of the Doing Business in Nigeria conference, held recently in Lagos, attributed the failure of the Nigeria states up to over-reliance on fundraising without considering local insurance. He emphasized the critical need for startups to understand and adapt to the unique challenges of the Nigeria business landscape. The 2024 edition of the Doing Business in Nigeria conference had the theme Sustainable Transformation, Innovation for Growth. Elegantly linked the environment to a tropical serving distinct from the top up of the cerebral value. Stakeholder linked Nigeria sets up value to over-reliance on fundraising. The full details of the story is in page 16 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. EFCC recovered fresh $445, 3 billion naira in humanitarian ministry probe. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission said on Sunday it has freshly recovered $445 and 300 billion naira in the ongoing probes of the scandal in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. The EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewale told the Punch that the $445 and 300 billion naira were recovered between March and April, in addition to 30 billion naira earlier recovered before March, which the EFCC chairman Olu Olukoyode referenced in the interview. Oyewale said the interview with the commission chairman was recently released, was done mid-March, and as that of that, the 30 billion naira was what had been recovered as noted by the chairman. However, between that time and now, the commission has been able to recover extra 2.7 billion naira and $445 in connection with the probe. The EFCC launched the probe on the directives of President Bola Tinubu following the suspension of the Ministers of Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Bata Edu. EFCC recovers fresh $445, 3 billion naira in humanitarian ministry probe. The full service story is in page 19 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Iran, Israel. Nigerians on Sunday urged Iran and Israel to exercise restraints amidst escalating tensions over 300 rounds and missiles were fired toward Israel in an attack last Sunday, injuring at least 12 people, according to an Israel armed spokesman. Daniel, in a television statement on Sunday, AFP report, the Israeli military in a statement said dozens of surface-to-surface identified with the majority intercept between the crossing into Israel territory. The attack, according to Iran Revolutionary Guard, was a retainer for a deadly April 1 drone strike on its dimension, confirming early Sunday that a drone and a missile attack was underway against Israel. The attack came as the Israel-Hamas war raged in besides Gaza. Countries around the world condemned Iran's strikes on Israel, warning the attack could further destabilize the Middle East. Iran, Israel, Nigeria G7 urges ceasefire. World leaders condemn attack. The full service story is in page 19 of the Nigeria Punch newspaper. Labour asks federal government to unveil new minimum wage May 1. The organized Labour on Sunday listed its expectation ahead of the 2024 Workers' Day, calling on the federal government to announce a new minimum wage on May 1. The National Vice President of the Trade Union Congress, Tommy Esim, who spoke with our correspondent, described Workers' Day as Christmas Day for workers. He noted that there were a lot of expectations, particularly since some of the newly initiated policy of government had continued to push more Nigerians into poverty. Esim said workers in the country were expectant of the new minimum wage. He said, the Workers' Day is a type of Christmas Day to Nigerian workers, and there are a lot of expectation. The welfare of workers is paramount and should be taken into consideration. It is also expected that lots of initiatives will be rolled out to caution the efforts of the policy initiated by the government, which have continued to limit the purchasing powers of workers and Nigerians as a whole. Labour asks federal government to unveil new minimum wage May 1. The full service story is in page 20 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. 720 billion naira lost to lower crude production in 2 months. Nigeria lost about 720 billion naira revenue as a result of consecutive monthly decline in its crude oil production in the months of February and March 2024. The Punch reports. Also, the country's inability to ramp up production in those months made it to miss its crude oil production benchmark in the 2024 budget. Nigeria's 2024 budget sets a crude oil production benchmark of 1.78 million naira barrels per day. This figure considers along with crude oil, but data obtained from the latest April 2024 monthly oil markets report of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries show that Nigeria's crude oil production is dropped to 1.231 million barrels per day in March. OPEC stated that crude oil production details, which it got through direct communication from Nigeria, showed that the country pumped less oil in March when compared to what was produced in February. Data from the reports indicated that Nigeria produced 1.322 million barrels per day of crude oil in February this year, but this drops to 1.231 MP barrels per day in March, representing a plunge of 91,000 barrels per day. The report further stated that the country had produced 1.427 million per day of crude oil in January, but this was not certain in February as it dropped in that month. While the short mark oil production continued in March, it was further gathered from the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory crude oil and condensate production from Nigeria had yet to reach the benchmark on the 24 budget. Data from the NURPC showed that in January, February and March, the total volumes of crude oil and condensate produced in Nigeria were 1.643 barrels per day and 1.439 barrels per day and 138 barrels per day, respectively. According to report, the 2024 budget benchmark for crude oil and condensate production is 1.768 barrels per day. 720 billion naira lost to lower crude oil production in 2 months. The full service story is in page 22 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. OCP Africa donates 10 million naira to agri students. OCP Africa, a subsidiary of OCP Group OCP Africa, has committed 10 million naira to the Brighter University Fund. The company announced a 10 million naira crowdfunding campaign for the top 81 higher school students studying agricultural science in Nigeria. A statement on Sunday noted that the fund will be disbursed transparently to provide scholarship opportunities to the best 81 brightest students who emerged from the large pool of participants in the just concluded national qualifying examination. OCP Africa Nigeria Country Manager Oluwatoba Ashana stated that one of the OCP Africa's mission was to support and promote to study and practice of agriculture in Nigeria. Ashana noted that by investing in education, OCP Africa aims to equip young Africans with knowledge and skills needed to address pressing agriculture and environmental challenges. While appreciating the gesture, the executive producer of Brighter's National Agri-Science Skills Contest and Group Managing Director of DM Holdings Limited, Oladapo Ojo, stated that the $10 million was a confirmation of OCP Africa's commitment to education and youth empowerment in Africa. This will go a long way in setting the ball rolling for the first educational crowdfunder to create life-changing opportunity for young, inspiring agricultural scientists, researchers, and investors, Ojo remarked. OCP Africa donates 10 million naira to agri students. The full service story is in page 35 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Lastly, with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper, NNCPL NIPCO partnership will expand CNG network. NIPCO Gas Limited as partner with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to expand the Octo CNG infrastructure nationwide by providing an alternate fuel option for motorists. The managing director of NIPCO Gas, Njadara Verma, announced this on Saturday while giving an update on the company efforts in growing use of gas as vehicular fuel across the nation. It is a pipeline and expansion project in Lagos. According to him, the company has been at the forefront of auto CNG development since its inception in 2009. He noted NIPCO Gas has 15 auto CNG stations across Nigeria, stretching from Benin City to Ibafo in Ogun State and Kogi State. Verma stated that with the partnership, the Octo CNG network was set to expand to reach key locations such as Abuja FCT, Ibadan in Oyo State, and Oron in Akwa Ibom State. He disclosed that the company was planning to construct 35 new Octo CNG stations, with 4 stations in Lagos expected to be completed by April to May 2024. The partnership has facilitated the ambition of Octo CNG stations and other ancillary facilities like kits, conversion workshops across the country. Beyond, Octo CNG NIPCO Gas is expanding its gas transportation pipeline toward Ibadan and its gas distribution network in the Lekki Free Zone, further enhancing indigenous gas utilization and reducing reliance on imported fossil fuel. With Octo CNG period competitivity against traditional fuel, NIPCO Gas is optimistic that sustained government support will proper it become the preferred choice for motorists nationwide. NNPCL NIPCO partnership will expand CNG network. The full service story is in page 36 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. That's what we have for you in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Before we come back to another edition of this program, if you would like to watch us live and direct on our website, you can click on the www.abntvnetwork.com/TV. On our social media, we have the Facebook, we have the YouTube, we have Twitter, and we have the Instagram. On our Facebook, we have the Abntv. Also, you can like and share us on our website. On our YouTube, you can click on Abntv Nigeria. Twitter, you can click on Abntv OSUN. And lastly, on our Instagram, you can click on Abntv Nigeria. Try to share us and like us on our website. And if you like to watch us live and direct on our website, you can click to read and share us there. Before we come back to another edition of this program, we'll be right back. Let's listen to what we have for you on our studio. We'll be right back.
Discover the uniqueness in the entertainment industry. African Broadcasting Network (ABN) is now the pace setter in the industry. Do you want to advertise your product and services? Count on us. We will do it much more than your expectations. African Broadcasting Network (ABN) will deliver quick and prompt services. Our quality and clarity stands us out when it comes to delivering quality broadcasting. Our staffs are hardworking and versatile in the specific field of office. Our environment is so conducive and we are open to all. We also give advice on how to run your business profitably. African Broadcasting Network is situated at
9894 OSUN Street, Suite 875, Houston, Texas 77036.
Contact phone 281-652-8396 and
832-490-8203.
Website www.abntvnetwork.com. ABN, celebrating Africans' rich cultural heritage.
Back to another edition of this program, now the Tribune newspaper. Flight tickets warn Nigeria stand to benefit more stakeholders. NNG supply, share tables claims against Ventures Global. NLG faces arbitration audits. PDP chairman unsettled in Wike camp. Road accidents claim 19 in Oyo. Site security in OSUN, Ekiti, Kwara, Ondo, and Ogun. EFC recovered 32.7 billion naira, $445 from humanitarian affairs ministry officials. Some blames hire steel distributors over sale of substandard products. 15 arrested as gunman attack Ogun State villages. Now the story in details. In factions of Oyo secretariat, tight security in OSUN, Ekiti, Kwara, Ondo, and Ogun. Against the backdrops of the Saturday invasion of this Oyo State government by some gunmen under the guise of Yoruba Nation agitators, police command in the southwest and Kwara said that we feed up security to forestate any forms of breach to peace and otherwise, because that some assassins reported attacked the Oyo State House of Assembly, shooting particularly and attempted to use Yoruba Nation flag in the premises. Adeleke ordered deployments of security to Governor Office, House of Assembly. In OSUN, Governor Ademola Adeleke has ordered the deployments of security personnel to the Governor Office, OSUN State House of Assembly, forestall the attacks of the facilitated by criminal elements. At the State Secretariat, a combined team of infantrymen and mobile policemen were stationed by the entrance, while heavy security presence was also observed at the main gates of the House of Assembly complex. Adeleke also directed as his special advisor on security matters, Mr. Samuel Ojo, to ensure immediate mobilization of joint security teams to secure the state government secretariat, the government's house, and other strategic government buildings, including the headquarters of the OSUN State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC, according to a statement forwarded to the Nigerian Tribune. In line with the governor's directives, security men and women were deployed to identify location yesterday to ensure the Oyo State incident is not repeated at Osogbo, as the OSUN State capital. Invasion of Oyo Secretariat, tight security in OSUN, Ekiti, Kwara, Ondo, and Ogun. The full story is in page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Adelabu visits Ibadan Metal Manufacturing Factory. Chairman and Managing Directors of Protege Global Services, Ademola Agoro, recently played host to the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, in his Metal Manufacturing Factory in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Agoro, who took the minister and his entourage on a tour of various factions of the factory, disclosed that the company currently runs on about 1.2 million naira units of metal production capacity per year. Agro, a fellow of Nigerian Society of Engineers, expressed confidence in the company's capacity to double the current production capacity. With Adelabu, Agoro stated that the minister's visit was timely and encouraged as it signals potential collaboration to enhance the company's production capacity. Agoro disclosed further that all metals, including single, double, and three-phase metals, as well as maximum demand metals, feather metals, and distribution transformer, meters produced at Patriotage Global Services are smart meters that can be controlled remotely by the consumer. Adelabu visits Ibadan Metal Manufacturing Factory. The full service story is in page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Support government to eradicate poverty. Akin Osun charges wealthy Nigerians. Founder of the Dr. Abe Akin Osun Foundation, Dr. Abe Akin Osun has charged well-to-do individuals in the society and corporate organizations to come together and support government in eradicating poverty in the country. He stated this while donating palliative items and cash to the elderly and widows at Kajola Community, New Gbagi area, Ibadan, Oyo State. Dr. Akin Osun, who was represented by the project director of DEF, Mr. Onipade Adewale, said, governments cannot do everything, and that is why it is important for well-to-do individuals and corporate organizations to come together to assist. He said, why developed countries strive is because most of the people are philanthropic in nature, as why some of them leave their fortunes for charity. We need to realize that the governments cannot provide everything for the people, and this is when we should rise up to support fellow Nigerians, as the little we do will go a long way in easing some people's bondage, Dr. Akin Osun said. Support government to eradicate poverty. Akin Osun charges wealthy Nigerians. The full service story is in page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. NCB, high interest rate direction attracts 1,119% over subscription. The recent high interest rate direction in Nigeria has attracted investors, leading to 1,119% over subscription of Nigerian Treasury bill. Although dealers said they expect investors to remain cautious in anticipation of March inflation figures as NCP auctions held on Friday. The Debt Management Office offered 1,150 billion naira and had a total subscription of 1.82 trillion naira. The oversubscription was across 3 tenures, but highly concentrated at 364-day paper with 1.77 trillion naira subscription. The DMO allotted 952 billion with a distribution of 227.11 billion naira for 91 days, 22.67 billion for 182 days, and 902.004 billion naira for 364 days. The stop rates on the 91 days and 182 stay unchanged at 16.20 effectively, while the 365 days per declared to 20 rate data for March 2024. In the last reading, Statistics Office reported that the headline's inflation climbed to 31.70%. The nation rolling in inflation is, however, expected to cross 32% in March, as subsidy and devaluation effects are yet to fizzle out. NCBI interest rates duration attracts 1,190% over subscription. The full service story is in page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. FBN holding 300 billion naira from rights issues. Others. About 3 billion naira is needed by FBN Holdings PCL through a rights issues, public offering, and private placements. The board of the financial institution has said a notice to the Nigeria Exchange Limited. The company disclosed that the fund will be sourced from local and offshore investors in the Nigerian and international capital markets. However, approval from stakeholders and regulators are required to kick-start the process, which will most likely facilitate the shoring up of the capital base of its flagship banking subsidiary, First Bank of Nigeria Limited. Last month, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, announced new minimum capital requirements for financial institution operation in the country. The banking sector watchdog said banks with international operations must increase their capital base to 500 billion naira within 24 hours and 200 billion naira for leaders with national licenses. ABN holding 300 billion naira from rights issues others. The full list of this story is in page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Lastly, with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, PDP APC bicker over appointments of 277 aides by Oyebanji. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ekiti State has thwarted the appointments of about 277 aides by the state governor, Biodun Oyebanji, within the last 4 months. The reaction of the opposition party followed the last week of appointments of no fewer than 115 special assistants, senior special assistants and technical advisors by Governor Oyebanji after the 2 in December last year. But the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) said there was nothing wrong with the appointments, claiming that the beneficiaries will add value to governance in the state. In a statement at the week, Publicity Secretary of PDP, Raphael Adeyanju, described the appointments by the governor as insensitive and not intangible to the plight of the citizen amidst bringing economic hardship in the country. The PDP exclaimed that the appointment will take its toll on the lean center for its hungry party members. The statement read, "How can a reasonable government engage in this form of exercise when the ordinary citizen is grasping for survival as a result of human policy of the ruling All Progressive Congress (ABC), both at the national and state level?" PDP APC bicker over appointments of 277 aides by Oyebanji. That's what we have for you on our newspaper review. And if you'd like to watch it live and direct on our website, you can click on Abntv network.com/TV. On our social media, we have the Facebook, we have the YouTube, we have the Twitter, and we have the Instagram. Facebook, you can click on Abntv OSUN. You can like to share us and like us on our website. And if you'd like to watch it live and direct on our social media, we also have YouTube. You can click on Abntv Nigerian, Twitter, Abntv OSUN, and lastly on our Instagram, you can click on Abntv Nigerian. Try to share us and like us, and if you like to watch us live on our newspaper review, you can watch us then and like us. Thanks for listening to me. My name once again is Kenny Afolabi. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Bye for now.